In the novel Overlord, the story begins with Momonga, formerly known as Suzuki Satoru in the real world, bidding farewell to the members of the Eins Ualgaun Guild. As the closing time for the game Yggdrasil approaches, Momonga remains alone, engrossed in the game at the guild's headquarters, Nazarick, which he had built with his friends. Momonga soon realizes that he is still connected to the game, but without the user interface or the ability to communicate with the outside world. He discovers that Yggdrasil has become a reality, and his body has turned into a skeletal form devoid of human emotions, just as it was in the game. To his surprise, non-player characters, NPCs, such as Albedo, Demiurge, Cocytus, and Shaltir Bloodfallen have become conscious and capable of genuine emotions. Momonga reevaluates these characters based on their new behaviors and starts treating them as allies rather than mere game tools. Deciding to adopt the guild's name, Eins Ualgaun, as his new identity in this world, Momonga declares himself the absolute ruler of Nazarick and its followers. His new goal is to spread the name Eins Ualgaun throughout the new world. He sends his minions on reconnaissance missions to gather information about this new world, discovering its various kingdoms, diverse civilizations, and complex political dynamics. This intelligence helps him devise strategies for expansion and control. During one of these exploratory missions, Momonga saves a small village called Karn from a bandit attack. Demonstrating his immense power, he leaves a strong impression on the villagers. This incident not only helps him test his strength in the new world, but also assess the effectiveness of his magical abilities. A group of adventurers is dispatched to investigate the Nazarick site. Momonga decides to confront them personally to gauge human capabilities in this world. He easily overpowers the adventurers, which boosts his confidence in his power and his superiority over the world's inhabitants. In one of the most pivotal turns of the story, the narrative delves into a major twist. Momonga returns to Nazarick after his initial victories, but peace is short-lived as a series of mysterious events place the loyalty of one of his most faithful followers, Shaltir Bloodfallen, in jeopardy. The chapter begins with Shaltir sent on a routine mission to explore an area on the borders of the Riestes Kingdom to gather information about a mysterious force detected there. However, while on her mission, Shaltir and her team are ambushed by a group of unidentified mercenaries and mages. What should have been an easy fight turns into a disaster when a rare artifact is used to control her mind, forcing her to betray her loyalty to Momonga. In Nazarick, Momonga feels something amiss when he loses spiritual contact with Shaltir. Concerned, especially after being informed by Albedo and Demiurge that Shaltir might have turned into a potential enemy, Momonga decides to handle the situation personally, aware that any mistake could lead to disaster. Upon reaching Shaltir's location, he finds her waiting, and tensions escalate into a fierce battle. Momonga uses all his power and magical knowledge to confront Shaltir, who shows an astonishing strength previously unseen due to the external control over her. Momonga is taken aback by the difficulty of the battle, as Shaltir seems to challenge even his greatest abilities. Realizing the controlling force is stronger than he anticipated, Momonga is forced to use weapons and magic he had reserved for emergencies. The battle becomes an epic contest of wits and magic, as he tries to avoid damaging Shaltir while searching for a way to free her from the control. After a grueling and intense fight, Momonga reaches a critical decision. He chooses to use a powerful spell meant for emergencies, capable of breaking any external control, but with the risk of causing permanent harm to Shaltir. Activating the spell, he breaks the control over Shaltir, but she collapses unconscious. Momonga returns Shaltir to Nazarick, where she is placed under the care of the guild's medical and magical team. As Shaltir gradually regains consciousness, Momonga reflects on the heavy decision he made and contemplates that his immense power might not always be enough to protect his followers. Once Shaltir is fully awake, investigations into the source of the controlling power begin. Momonga discovers a mysterious force in the new world that possesses abilities beyond his expectations, and may be aware of Nazarik's existence, possibly seeking to undermine it from within. As he plans to address this new threat, Momonga realizes that his followers' loyalty cannot be fully relied upon without stronger assurances. He begins searching for ways to protect them from future control and prepares to face the enemies behind these attacks. The chapter concludes with growing internal tension within Nazarik, as Momonga's followers question his ability to protect everyone, while Momonga remains vigilant against future threats, determined not to let what happened with Shaltir occur again. Following the Shaltir incident, Momonga begins preparing to confront other powers that might be aware of Nazarik. He devises strategic plans to expand his influence and focuses on controlling all available resources. As he executes his plans to dominate the New World, sending his followers on missions to conquer new kingdoms and expand Nazarik's control, he encounters various kingdom leaders. Some attempt to conspire against him, while others offer alliances. Momonga uses diplomacy and deception when necessary to achieve his goals without resorting to absolute force. As the first part of the story ends, it becomes clear that there are other forces in the New World that might be equal to or even stronger than Momonga. He starts preparing for future confrontations with these new powers and the alliances he has formed. The novel continues to build its world slowly, presenting Momonga as an absolute ruler, striving to control a world full of surprises and secrets, focusing on his character's development and his interactions with both his followers and adversaries.